Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. I'm sure by now you guys have heard the news of that 17-year-old high school kid who was fatally stabbed by another 17-year-old high school kid. I would have posted this video like 3 days ago, but I couldn't because my YouTube channel was hacked. Yes, this particular YouTube channel was hacked. I just got back my account some hours ago and later I'm gonna be posting a video narrating the whole audio. Anyway, I'm happy to be back. Now, let's talk about the tragic demise of this kid by the name of Metcalf at the hands of a fellow student, Karmelo Anthony. So, these two individuals were high school students and they came for a high school championship track meet, which was being held at the Frisco Independent School District's Kai Condell Stadium in Texas. Now, in case you don't know exactly what happened or in case you're not familiar with the story, let me give you a quick recap of what happened. Now, according to Daily Mail, an arrest report says a confrontation between the two star football players began when Metcalf told Anthony he was sitting under another team's pop-up tent and told him to move. The two students from different high schools began fighting before Anthony unzipped his bag and reached in, telling Metcalf, quote, "Touch me and see what happens." The report says Metcalf then grabbed Anthony to tell him to move and Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest. Anthony reportedly ran away before being arrested by responding officers. He had apparently told a school resource officer, "I was protecting myself," and he put his hands on me. Anthony also asked an officer if what he did could be considered self-defense and asked whether the victim was going to be okay per police. Metcalf's twin brother Hunter was by his side and held him in his arms as he died. "I tried to whip around as fast as I could," a heartbroken Hunter told WFAA. "I looked at my brother and I'm not going to talk about the rest. I tried to help him." My goodness, this is so heartbreaking. It is very horrible, okay? And this young man's death was extremely unnecessary. I mean, what happened to the days when high school fights were settled with fists and nothing but fists? I mean, what happened to those days? What is wrong with this current society? Now, the most disheartening thing about this whole tragic incident is that online users have turned this incident into a racial war, okay? Black people versus white people fight, to the extent that some black people have rallied around this killer, Karmelo Anthony, not because they thought he was innocent, but because he is a fellow black person. And according to them, they will support a black person against a white person any day, irrespective of who is right or wrong. Imagine someone publicly making a comment like this. I don't know what the story is with the black boy and the white boy, but I'm automatically on the black boy's side. Yeah, I'm on the side of the black boy, irrespective of the crimes he committed. I just don't care, okay? For as long as he is black, he has my full support. Wow. Now, someone replied to her saying, "Take the side of the murderer, of course." And then she replied, "Why not?" Another person asked her, "So you're racist?" And she replied, "Prejudice." Further pushing the narrative of black people can be racist to white people, they can be prejudiced but not racist. Oh my God. Now, I'm not gonna put up many of the other disgusting comments I saw coming from some black folks who were almost ecstatic that it was a black boy who perpetrated this fatal act on a white boy and not the other way around. But believe me, the comments were many and most of them were just so horrible and disgusting. Many even called the killer a hero, okay, and said that the black community is proud of him. Some of these commenters paid little attention to the crime committed and they gave all their focus on the race of the individuals involved. In fact, as of the time of making this video, okay, the fundraising page set up by Karmelo Anthony's family have made over $378,000 with a new goal of $450,000. Now, remember, initially, when I came across this fundraising page on Give, Send, Go, their initial goal was $350,000. But currently, Anthony's family, seeing how eager people were to donate to their page, they increased their goal from $350,000 to $450,000. Now, that sounds very weird and very strange to me. It's as if they are just being opportunistic and making money off of this condition. Now, the comments that some of these folks who are donating to them are living on the donating platform is quite telling, okay? It's quite telling. And I'm going to read some of them for you. Now, this donator said, "Praying for blessings over this boy and his family. He is almighty and there is power in numbers. Protect this boy so that they can know and see our unity." Now, who is they? Who is they? And why are we praying for blessings over someone who committed murder? And again, speaking about power in numbers, Do we now judge a case by the number of online supporters the culprit has, or by the verdict obtained in court? Again, they don't care about the crime, okay? They think it is a white versus black thing. And by they, I mean the people donating for these very reasons. This one said, don't let others make you doubt your resolve. Don't show any remorse. Look into the writings of Dr. Francis Cresswell-Singh when you have the time. Don't show any remorse. Wow. That is a very pretty strong statement given the incident that just took place. And they said we should follow the teachings of Dr. Francis Cresswell-Singh. Now, I don't know who this is, but I looked them up. Let's go with Wikipedia. Wikipedia said, Dr. Francis Cresswell-Singh was an American psychiatrist and well-known proponent of the melanin theory. Her 1970 essay, The Crest Theory of Color Confrontation and Racism (White Supremacy), offered her interpretation of what she described as the origins of white supremacy culture. So she had some kind of theory on so-called white supremacy. And I'm going to ask you, how did we jump from a college kid stabbing and killing another college kid over a minor altercation to white supremacy? I can't even make the connection. But this is exactly how some black folks see this incident. They only see it from the lens of my race versus your race, without giving a single thought to the specifics of the whole incident. You know, the crime involved. They're not even thinking about the crime. A teenager lost his life, got stabbed to oblivion at the hands of another teenager. Now, forget about the race of the victim and the culprit, okay? Forget about the race involved. Take a look at the situation. Do you think the culprit is justified for taking the life of another person over a minor altercation? I mean, there was no fight. There was no attack. There was no violence prior to the fatal incident that will make us say, oh, this was self-defense. He was defending himself. Defending himself from what? And besides, what was a high school athlete doing with a knife in his bag at a high school track meet? Was there any reason, any need for a knife in his bag? Also, I was totally pissed at the online instigators who were making this whole situation into a racial war, and I was very prepared to go full ballistic on them. But after listening to Austin's family, and especially his dad, after listening to what he had to say about the whole situation, I was deeply touched, deeply moved, and I decided to be as tolerant as they are.
The answer is, my son is gone, and he'll never come home again. I want to clarify something right off the start, because I've already heard some rumors and some gossip. This was not a race thing. And this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice, and it affected both his family and my family forever. It's a very unfortunate thing, but I know exactly what was happening. His brother was there, who tried to save him, and he died in his arms. So if you weren't there, please don't spread rumors.
You had mentioned a few times that you had forgiven the suspect for what he did.
I do.
But we just informed you about these documents, and
that doesn't change anything. Okay. This has to do with me and God. God teaches us in the Bible. He talks about forgiveness. He also talks about revenge. Not for me to seek. God will take care of it.
I rely heavily on my faith to get me through this. Like I said, people ask me, how can you forgive what to this other person? I said, I forgive the other person because the forgiveness is not for him. The forgiveness is for me, so I can have peace.
Honestly, my condolences goes to this family. It is not easy to lose a son, especially in such an unnecessary way, okay? Now, many white people online criticized this man for choosing to forgive his son's killer. Many called him weak and many other nasty names for choosing not to politicize his son's death. And again, even though I am against those people supporting the killer because of his skin color, I am also against those white people dunking on this man for choosing forgiveness over grudge. I mean, this man's son is dead and will never come back. But stretching this whole incident into a racial saga would only prolong the sorrow and pain his family will endure. But forgiveness will grant him and his family peace and healing. Now, it is left for the court to decide what happens to the culprit. This is a very painful situation. It is very tragic, and I would not wish this on anybody, okay? Even if you're my enemy. And for those of us supporting this culprit just because of his skin color, let us bear in mind that we all live in the same society. if we start encouraging black kids to carry knives around in their backpacks and to attack people at the slightest provocation, one day it might be our son or daughter at the receiving end of this horror that we are supporting today. Because at the end of the day, everything that goes around still comes around. Anyway, guys, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, but feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buying me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.